come you are pregnant? I see people do this in our generation and I wonder. You are pregnant and then you will strip with only pant and then you will snap. What foolishness is happening? What is this? Don't you know that our spirit is interested in pregnancy? It's innocent destiny. See, listen. The way you protect your child determines sometimes the quality of the destiny upon that child's life. The kind of child Mary had was not common. So guess what? She hid herself for many months. People do that as though it's some, what lewdness and foolishness is this? No wonder your child is slapping you when he's 19 years. We're praying for you till now for deliverance from the hand of that child. Some things are sacred. Oga, internet people are not your family. Nobody wants to see your baby bumps. Keep it to yourself and your family. Now, you see, the concept of familiar spirit is greatly misunderstood simply because it's only by accurate revelation one can actually explain what a familiar spirit is. By prophetic revelation, because the Bible did not major on the operations of familiar spirits. It only identified the possibilities of people inquiring from spirits that possesses people and uses them as medium. Oh, okay, let me show you something in Leviticus. I think when you look at the word used in Hebrew for familiar spirits, it's Ogebe, yeah, Ogebe. And it describes one who mumbles. So this operation or this spirit that is known as a familiar spirit was described in scriptures by the action that those who are possessed with this spirit carry out in order for them to give you divination. So they mumble. So there's a mumbling. If you're not careful, you will say, this lady is speaking in tongue. This brother is speaking in tongue. God have mercy you. Familiar spirit. So Isaiah chapter 8 from verse 19. He said, when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits. Someone is possessed by it. That have familiar spirits with an S. And after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and I will cut him off. Oh no, I'm reading Leviticus 26, sorry. Isaiah 8:19. When they say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peeps, and that mutter, should not the people seek unto their God for the living to the dead? You understand that? People will meet today. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep, and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God for the living to the dead? Should not a people seek unto their God for the living to the dead? Now Leviticus 26. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits with an S, and after wizards, to go whoring after them. You're already married to the Lord, but you begin to play the harlotry. I will even set my face against that soul, and I will cut him off from his people. Leviticus 20:27. A man also, or woman, that has a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. Now we're going to stop at Acts chapter 16 to 18. And it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met us. So there are those who have familiar spirits, and there are those who have a familiar spirit. So a medium can be possessed with a particular type of familiar spirit or many familiar spirits. When you begin to find people who are possessed with many familiar spirits, you'll find out that those sets of persons are necromancers. They become mediums to demonic entities that are posed as spirits of the dead. The truth is that when one consults a familiar spirit, it is a demon that takes on the persona of whoever that person is seeking to pull out from the underworld. A demon confesses in the place of that soul that is lost. Because Hades is so powerful that if he snatches a soul, only God can command Hades to vomit it. So demons from hell, they take the persona of whoever this person who is inquiring of a familiar spirit seeks to bring out, and then they speak whatever they are saying. That's not where I'm going to. Now you see, I told you earlier, I said, it is by revelation a man understands the operation of one who has a familiar spirit. And here are things you must know about familiar spirits. Number one, when one has familiar spirits, is actually a possibility that was made possible by possession. There are people who are possessed by familiar spirits. How does familiar spirits operate? Familiar spirits operate in the realm of the senses. What do I mean? These spirits are spirits of information and records. These spirits are very subtle. They can be in a person and not confess through that person. Or they can be in a person and choose to use that person as a confessor, as a mumbler, as one who is a palm reader, or one who brings divination. Since the familiar spirits operate in the realm of the senses, they are spirits that carry information by the wind. They are spirits of records. What is the implication of this? It means it is not everything that God is doing with you that should be aired out. Because you do not know when you are giving information to one possessed with a familiar spirit. That's what I'm saying. Their realm is in the senses of men, the sensual world. They take record of the things spoken, actions done. When someone say a spirit is monitoring me, what that person is actually speaking of is a familiar spirit. They come to gather information. If a familiar spirit gathers sufficient information about a person, that familiar spirit can take on that person's persona. It steals people's personalities. When you see someone pressing you in the night, if you are not spiritually sensitive, you go and begin to attack the innocent person, not knowing that a familiar spirit just took on the person's persona. Why is it that sometimes you tell certain things to a particular friend, and because you told that friend that thing, all of a sudden that thing doesn't work anymore? It's not because most of the times that friend is wicked. It's not because that friend knows what is happening. It is simply because that friend may be possessed with a familiar spirit, gathering intelligence through his life, and yet he doesn't know. So whenever you bring anything to his senses, the familiar spirit now has an information. And I told you one of my teachings that familiar spirits operate closely with manipulating spirits. Wherever you see familiar spirits, you will see manipulations. Manipulating spirits are executioners. They can sway the destiny of a person or the activity of a person to meet a prophesied end according to what came out of the mouth of one who is possessed or who is a confessor for a familiar spirit. When Paul became grieved because obviously these guys were in town, the words of their mission had already entered into the air. And because it had entered into the air, it became general information for every spirit there. Can I tell you something? No familiar spirit knows the secrets of your heart. Familiar spirits only operate with the things that have been altered into time. Sakabara Santo. Only the Spirit of God can reveal the secret of a man's heart. For demons to have access to your heart, you must have consciously given your heart to a demon. He becomes your Lord. And because he becomes your Lord, you open the gate. Don't you know Satan has no place until you give him one? Don't say give no place to the devil. He has no influence on you if you don't give him a place. So one who is possessed with a familiar spirit, his informations are the security of his informations are jeopardized. Whenever he excitedly tells his wife that, oh, I'm expecting some money. When it is altered into time, the familiar spirit says, oh, overnight walk. The next day, the person stops picking your call. How come you are pregnant? I see people do this in our generation and I wonder. You are pregnant and then you will strip with only pant and then you will snap. What foolishness is happening? What is this? Don't you know there are spirits interested in pregnancy? It's innocent destiny. See, listen. The way you protect your child determines sometimes the quality of the destiny upon that child's life. The kind of child Mary had was not common. So guess what? She hid herself for many months. People do that as though it's what lewdness and foolishness is this? No wonder your child is slapping you when he's 19 years. We are praying for you till now for deliverance from the hand of that child. Some things are sacred. Oga, internet people are not your family. Nobody wants to see your baby bumps. Keep it to yourself and your family. Children in those days, that there was no internet, they had more sense than this generation. Internet, light, 5G, everything, corrupting the brain. Santelo Gabarasa. And a father that is supposed to, may God have mercy. Baby bump, and you snap it and post online. No dignity for yourself. No honor for yourself. Think that thing is fashionable. You don't know who is peering into that pregnancy. You think this word is not spiritual? If you have a member doing that, rebuke them sharply. Rebuke them. A pregnant woman and a man whose wife is pregnant, that should be worrying to secure a word for that child's destiny. Emphasizing on party rather than what has God told us for this child. Look at scriptures. There's a possibility for the destiny of a child to be revealed to parents. See, people willingly give themselves to familiar spirit.
Hello, thank you for watching the video, and I hope it was a great asset to you. And I hope it was also not a waste of time. If you haven't commented, if you haven't liked, please do that. And for more videos, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos. God bless you.